Can you believe that in our tech-driven world, there are still places shrouded in mystery and completely off-limits? The less we know about them, the more they pull us in. This feeling of intrigue is exactly what you'll get after watching TrailTrove's episode of the 10 most forbidden places in the world. Let's start with the Lascaux Cave in France. Discovered in 1940, this cave takes pride in its prehistoric paintings that are now UNESCO World Heritage Sites. But take note, visitors' breath started damaging the paintings, so they closed it to the public in 1963. Now only preservationists and researchers get to see the real deal, while we can only view replicas. Talk about an exclusive club. Next up, the Svalbard Seed Vault, which dives 320 feet into a mountain between Norway and the North Pole. This vault is a doomsday insurance policy, storing 890,000 seed samples to ensure we have various food options in case of a global catastrophe. It's rarely opened, and only a select few get to enter and deposit seeds. But even this fortress isn't immune to climate change. Melted permafrost snuck in back in 2017, though luckily the seeds stayed safe. They take security seriously too. You can't just stroll in for a visit. It's off-limits unless you're a nominated plant whiz or a researcher. But on a virtual tour, you'll see why. It's packed with 13,000 years of agricultural history, making it a wealth of resources for humanity. Norway's even dropped serious cash, 100 million krona, to keep this place tip-top. With room for billions of seeds, it's our planet's backup plan in case things go sideways. Then there's Fort Knox in Kentucky, home to the US gold reserves and arguably the most guarded place on Earth. It's so secure that no single person can enter the vault alone. Multiple combinations need to be entered, and each staff member only knows one. Without their colleagues, they're stuck outside too. It's like something straight out of a heist movie. Next up, the Vatican's secret archives in Vatican City. Hidden behind fortress-like walls, these archives hold 53 miles of shelves packed with ancient documents dating back to the 8th century. Imagine letters from historical figures like Mary, Queen of Scots, and papers detailing Martin Luther's excommunication. It's not easy to get access, though. Researchers have to apply for a pass and can only stay for up to 3 months, and no more than 60 scholars are allowed inside at any given time. Then there's North Sentinel Island in India. It's a place straight out of a survival story. Home to the isolated Sentinelese tribe who have lived there for an astonishing 60,000 years. Visitors are strictly prohibited from approaching within 3 miles of the island due to the tribe's fierce protection of their territory. In 2006, when fishermen accidentally docked there, the Sentinelese responded swiftly with arrows, demonstrating their uncompromising stance on privacy. Estimates suggest there are between 50 to 100 Sentinelese, who remain vulnerable to diseases due to their isolation. This unique situation has led Survival International, a tribal rights group, to declare them one of the planet's most at-risk groups. Despite nearby tourist activity in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, authorities maintain strict regulations to prevent any inadvertent contact that could threaten the tribe's existence. It's a real-life clash between ancient traditions and modern curiosity. Moving on, there's Area 51 in Nevada. You've probably heard the rumors. Alien sightings, top-secret experiments. This place is a motherlode for conspiracy theorists. The US government didn't even acknowledge its existence until recently, and they still won't spill the beans on what goes on inside. Security is insane. Try sneaking in and you'll be met with a desert maze and tight surveillance. Even those with top security clearances arrive by private jet with the windows shut until they touch down. Covering over 2.9 million acres, it's not your typical tourist hotspot. No bars, no museums, just hardcore military testing. Back in the day, it was a hub for the CIA's spy planes, like the famous U-2. But as technology got crazier, so did Area 51. They upgraded it big time in the 1960s, turning it into a full-on spy plane factory. So basically, new runways, high-speed planes, even housing for the people working there. What's your favorite mystery or conspiracy theory surrounding these forbidden locations we've featured so far? Discuss your most interesting theories with us. If you're finding these places intriguing, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell. Your interactions help our channel grow and inspire us to uncover more mysteries. Now let's talk about Chernobyl and Ukraine. Back in 1986, a nuclear reactor exploded here, causing the worst nuclear disaster in history. The radiation fallout was catastrophic, and estimates suggest anywhere from 9,000 to possibly 1 million people might eventually die from cancer linked to the radiation exposure. Cleanup efforts are still ongoing, and experts predict the area won't be safe for human habitation for tens of thousands of years. Next up, the tomb of Qin Shi Huang in China. Imagine stumbling upon the burial site of China's first emperor, filled with thousands of life-sized clay soldiers. This tomb has been off-limits since 210 BCE, when Qin Shi Huang was buried, and the Chinese government won't let archaeologists touch the central tomb. They're worried that our current technology could damage the ancient relics inside, or disturb the emperor's resting place. It's a fascinating glimpse into ancient China's reverence for its history. Then there's a UN buffer zone in Cyprus. After a turbulent civil war in 1974, the United Nations stepped in to create a buffer zone slicing through the capital city of Nicosia. This zone divides Turkish community in the north, recognized by Turkey but not by other countries, from the Greek community in the south. Imagine walking along walls that separate these two communities, passing by abandoned homes and businesses frozen in time. It's like stepping into a history book where the chapters are still being written. Last but definitely not least, Snake Island in Brazil. This island is home to the golden lancehead viper, one of the deadliest snakes on Earth. Its venom is so potent it can melt human flesh. But get this, they're not just ground dwellers. Contrary to what you might think, these snakes spend most of their time up in the trees, hunting migratory birds. Their venom evolved to be super lethal so they could strike and kill their prey before it flies away. Back in the day, there was even a manned lighthouse on the island, but it got automated in the 1920s. Local legend has it that this change happened after a family living there woke up to find a snake slithering in through their window. Can you imagine? They tried to escape but got attacked by snakes hanging out in the tree branches. Now hardly anyone's allowed on Snake Island because of how dangerous it is. If you do manage to get permission, the Navy insists a doctor tags along, just in case someone gets bitten and needs anti-venom pronto. Despite all the precautions, smugglers still sneak onto the island to snatch up these deadly snakes. They can sell them for big bucks, like upwards of $30,000 each. Some even bribe researchers and Navy sailors to help them out. Believe it or not, researchers have a legit reason to study these vipers. The venom has potential for treating stuff like heart disease, blood clots, and even cancer. As deforestation wipes out their natural bird prey, scientists are working to protect these snakes and reintroduce them to safer places like Sao Paulo. Do you believe there are other secretive places not mentioned in our video? If so, where do you think they might be located? Let us know your thoughts. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the world's most mysterious and restricted locations. If these stories piqued your curiosity, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to stay updated on our latest explorations. Keep joining us in unraveling the mysteries of the world.